All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clue Seat. And today we're going to be talking about the promises of God. So let's get started. Okay, today's Bible verse reference is going to be Genesis chapter 10, verses 12 through 13. So you guys know how I am. Open up those Bibles, get in the Word, let God speak to you what He wants to speak to you about, pray, and open up the lines of communication with Him, okay? Now, at this point in the Bible, the flood has already happened with Noah. Everybody's off the boat. God's told them to walk in the land, be fruitful, multiply. He's given them that blessing. And now it gets to the point where Noah makes an offering to God. God sees it, God smells it, and he basically says, I'm making a covenant with you. I will never do what I did with the flood here ever again. Okay, what does that mean for you? Okay. God told Noah a long time ago that it was going to flood, okay? He told him to build an ark. Noah would have wasted so much time if he would have asked God 100 different questions, okay? And some of you guys are doing that with God. Like if God says, hey, you're going to get married, or you have like this desire to get married, you want to know when. You want to know who. You want to know how. Do I need to help you out? Because I can start getting on dating apps, and then you go over here and you do this and you do that instead of just focusing on the thing that he told you to do. He didn't tell Noah to figure out what the flood's going to look like, how it's going to happen. Is it going to be over here? Where is it going to start? What? No, he said, build an ark. So for you, what does that look like? Prepare to be the best spouse you can be. That's what the preparation means. It doesn't mean you need to know how God's going to do it, when, why, any of those other things. You don't need to know all of that. All you need to do is prepare. Noah would have wasted so much time talking to God about that. It would have taken twice as long to build that ark because Noah would have asked all of those questions and God would have just been like holding his head like, oh my gosh, just start working. Just get to work. That's what I asked you to do. I didn't ask you to do my job. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And if God's given you a desire, or he's given you a promise, or he's told you he's going to do something, some of you guys, that has to do with your career. Maybe it's something maybe it's a business, like a business idea that you have in your mind. And you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do it and things like that. And God's like, hey, I'm going to do it. You need to start putting some stuff together. Get your finances in order. Start going over, different logos or this or whatever. And that's what you should be doing. You do not need to be asking him, oh, how is this going to happen? Do I need to go over here and do this? Or do I need to do that? No, he said prepare in the ways that he asked you to prepare. He doesn't need you out there doing the mostest, trying to help him out, trying to do things. That's how sometimes people get into like illegal activities, like, oh, okay, I don't have any money, so let me go over here and let me try to help God out and do things like that. He didn't ask you to do all of that. He said prepare in the ways that he told you to prepare. And that's a whole prayer conversation that you need to have with him. So I always say you guys should be praying and reading the word and doing all kinds of stuff, because how are you talking to him and figuring out what you're supposed to do if you're not doing that? You can't have a relationship with somebody that you don't ever talk to. You don't talk to at all. You just go out and make decisions like that. How would a marriage look like that if you did not talk at all to the other spouse at all? You didn't talk. You just existed. This person existed over here, and then that person existed over there, but there was no communication there. What would that marriage look like? How would that even function? It wouldn't. That is the answer. So some of you guys, if you want to know what God wants for you, or you want to figure that out, why don't you just open up the Bible and ask? Why don't you just read? Why don't you guys just start journaling? Why don't you guys start thinking about what you actually want and the things that you think God's promised you, why they haven't come to fruition and stuff like that? Figure all of those things out. It's not that hard to just say, I need help. I need help. I want a promise from God. I want my rainbow. I want those things too. I want that. He's a good God. He wants to give you all of the things that he promised for you. And he will. But you have to be on his path, and you have to listen, and you can't just go rogue, and you can't just question the whole time. Well, why are we going here? Why are we doing this? How long is it going to take? When is it going to happen? It didn't happen today. I'm going to give up. I'm so tired. You can't do all of that. You're doing the mostest. I always tell you guys, the hardest part of all of the stuff with the praying. It isn't the making the prayers or seeing it come to fruition. It's the waiting. It's the waiting, but that's the most important part for you guys. That is what makes you be able to handle the blessing. That is what makes you stronger. That is what makes you the best husband, wife, I don't know, boss, CEO, a super wealthy man, whatever it is that you're praying for, you think that God wants you to have. That is not where you get the learning and the skills that you need to be that. You don't get it in the beginning and you don't get it in the end. You get it in the middle. You get it in the hard part. You get it in the struggle. You get it while you're building your ark. You're outside sweating all day long. That's when you learn the stuff. Okay? So you guys need to think about that. God's giving you a promise and stuff like that, and you want to see that rainbow? You better start building that ark, and you better stop asking questions or getting down and being like, imagine if Noah was like, oh, it didn't rain today, and just slinging his hammer. I'm not going to do this anymore. God's not telling me, God's not giving me what I wanted, and all this other stuff. No, it wouldn't have worked out very well for him and his family. So you need to think about that, okay? Let God be God over here, and you be who you are supposed to be over there. Listen, prepare, do the things that he's asking you to do. He doesn't just speak for no reason, okay? He does not say things just to say them. Why would he do that? That doesn't even make any sense, okay? So if he's giving you a desire or he wants you to listen to something, some of you guys come across people's channels on here and all kinds of other things. There's a reason, okay? There's a reason. All right, so anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I'll see you guys back here next time.